Good afternoon once again from the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center for the 2017 RBC Day of Champions. We are set to begin the second to last game of the weekend. The female Bantam A provincial championship game is underway. The Cape Breton West Islanders and the Western Riptide squaring off in this one. Riptide moving it up into the attacking zone here early on. Down deep in the Cape Breton West zone as the Riptide try to make something happen here. And that one will be picked off there in the slot, but Cape Breton West can't clear the zone there. And now that one's going to be fired out into the neutral zone by Gillis. That goes all the way down the ice, and the Riptide come back to gather that one up. Given away there for McNeil, Nora McNeil. In a battle along the boards there, puck loose. Candace Ehler also in there, battling for it for Cape Breton West. Islanders deep in the zone. That comes back to the point, fired right on goal. And a glove save. That shot from Shelby McCachran on the Islanders' blue line. And a tip opportunity right in front. But a nice save there by Elena Green, minding the goal for the Western Riptide here. Green again steering that one into the corner. That'll be played up the wall and stopped there inside the blue line by the Islanders. Brianna Smith chasing that one in deep. Cross ice there. McCachran fired that one up the ice, and now a chance for Gillis, leaving it there and fired towards the goal. Cape Breton West unable to get a pass through the neutral zone there. Good forechecking pressure by the Western Riptide. Cross ice here for the streaking Islanders forward. On it in the corner there and throwing it out front. And that one couldn't find a stick, but back to the point. That one shot just wide into the corner now. Islanders continue to pressure in the attacking zone. Ehler in on that puck, forcing a turnover. Ehler working in there with McNeil. Comes all the way back out. And now the Islanders will hold up long enough to gain the zone onside. That was Frazier working in from the blue line. Recovered now by the Western Riptide. Battle in the neutral zone along the near side boards. Here's Smith coming through with it. Smith to the net. And that one just rolls in on goal. It'll be smothered there by Green. So this is a rematch of sorts. Not for the players or the teams specifically, but for the organizations, as the same matchup just played out in the female Pee Wee A championship just before this game. It was the Western Riptide over the Cape Breton West Islanders in a shootout on that one, 2-1, as the Islanders get a good chance there. That one out front, shot blocked on the way to the goal. Back to the point now, fired on net and blocked again as the Riptide break it out. With the puck there, that one's going to be dumped in by Stewart. No icing. Deep in the Islanders' territory here. Comes back to the point. That one's going to be fired on goal by Emma Gillis for the Riptide. Dumped all the way down the ice by the Islanders, and it goes for an icing. A low-scoring affair in that shootout win. Again, 2-1 for the Riptide over the Islanders in that Pee Wee A game. Just earlier went to a shootout, the only shootout we've seen so far at the 2017 Day of Champions. There have been 3 extra time games, and the first time we made it through the 4-on-4 overtime period was just in that previous game. Here's Smith working it towards the middle, but she can't split the D there, and now it's the Riptide back on the attack. Burgess firing that one just wide. Here's Smith again with a nice move at the blue line. Smith charging the net, a great pass across there, and a good shot and a great save. Ehler had a golden opportunity there. Didn't quite get as much on it as she maybe hoped to, but a nice save nonetheless there for Elena Green. Just about 5 minutes into this game. And shots on goal, 5-0 in favor of the Cape Breton West Islanders. Riptide trying to make something happen. They've got it along the wall. That's flung out for no one in the center ice. Picked up by the Islanders and moved out. They've got it again back in their own zone. Dumped out to the neutral ice. And Gillis for the Riptide back on it on D. Emma Gillis, a nice poke there as well. And left for Damone. There's Kirsten Damone with the pass. Up to streaking forward there. This puck comes all the way back in. And Green handles it, leaves it there for Gillis, who will play that up ice. Loose puck in the neutral zone, though. Battle won by the Riptide. That'll be thrown in on goal, and Florence will play that one into the corner. Islanders with the puck once again. It's Smith. Sorry. That's Ehler on the puck there. Back checking for the Islanders now. Chased into the corner. And that'll be gathered up now by Deidre Frazier. Islanders pushing this one up the wall now. And some heavy impact along the near side wall. No calls on that. Dumped down into the corner there by Lila Hume. Shot there from the point. Green throwing that one in on goal. That's Ashley Green for the Western Riptide as the Islanders come away with this one, but it's turned over right at the blue line there, kept in by Hume. Can't keep it in a second time though, and they'll tag up. It's left there, but some miscommunication led to that puck being fired down the ice. That one off the side of the goal, perhaps clanged off the stick there of Ava Forens in net for the Cape Breton West Islanders this afternoon. There's Gillis, Emma Gillis. Dumps that one back down into the zone for the Riptide, and they give chase. That'll be thrown around the boards there. Hannah Marks moving it up the ice from the defensive position for the Islanders. Smith on the forecheck there. Some good work by Smith, and now Gillis with it behind the net. Chloe Gillis throwing it on the backhand. It gets to Smith. And back down into the corner now for Brianna Smith. out front. And a shot attempt in the slot, but a great play there to break that one up by Emma Stewart. Jumped up and got a solid poke on that puck. Islanders again try to gain entry to the zone, but here come the Riptide once again. Carrying it now. Burgess loses it. Going to be dumped in deep by Damone, but doesn't get too far at all before the Islanders fire it back down the zone. This will be an icing call. 5:54 to play in period number 1. 6-3 the shots, favoring the Cape Breton West Islanders. Kept in at the line there. Good pass to start the breakout here for the Islanders, but that one just drifts into neutral territory. Gotten in deep now, though, by Ehler. She gives chase. In on Hume. Up the half wall now. Islanders still battling to try to keep that one in. That was Gillis in there digging away, but the Riptide advancing the puck now. That backhand pass couldn't quite make it. Islanders will pick it off now and move it out into the neutral zone, but tight checking there on Hannah Van Zutphen leads to a turnover, and now it's the Riptide with it once again, walking in with a shot. That one just goes wide. Good look there for Francie Cochran for the Riptide. And here comes Ehler walking in and shoots and scores. Sorry, that was Gillis. Chloe Gillis puts the Cape Breton West Islanders on the board. Less than 5 minutes remaining in this first period of play. The Islanders have a 1-goal lead in this female Bantam A championship game. So Chloe Gillis will get the goal on that one, walking in and burying that one. She's had a strong game here just through the first 10 minutes. Has really been able to create some offensive opportunities along with Brianna Smith there for the Islanders up front, and she capitalizes on that one. Chloe Gillis putting the Islanders ahead 1-0. So the Cape Breton West Islanders strike first in this female Bantam A championship game, and now it's going to be an opportunity for the Western Riptide to even it up. They'll go to a power play. Van Zutphen in the box for 2 for Cape Breton West, and this one comes in down deep into the west zone. But they fire it back down the ice and in deep, forcing the Riptide to start from 200 feet and get it going all over again. Emma Gillis advances that one up into the neutral zone. Here's Burgess. Battle along the near wall. Burgess with it again. Chloe Burgess will fire that one right on goal, and a save by Forens. One of her tougher tests so far in this game. Minute 22 to go on this power play opportunity. And another face-off in the Cape Breton West zone. Played up the wall now. Burgess will dump that one in and head off for a change. And the Islanders trying to clear that one out, but a good play there by Emma Gillis to keep that in at the line. And the Riptide end up with it. Shot from the slot here, and a great save by Forens. A great play run by the Western Riptide there. And I think it was Damone getting the shot from the slot. And Forens just got a piece of it to keep that one out. And that play made possible by the great work at the blue line by Emma Gillis for the Riptide, who kept the puck in just barely at the blue line to create that opportunity. And now West dumps it back down the ice as the Islanders look to kill off some more time on this power play. 42 seconds remaining in the advantage here. Fired there by Damone. That one takes another hop, and Forens handles it, will hang on for the whistle. And it'll be another face-off in the Cape Breton West zone. 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in period number 1 here in Bridgewater. Islanders leading 1-0 as it was Chloe Gillis getting them on the board just a couple of minutes ago to open the scoring here in this championship game. Pass up the wall for Burgess, the captain. Harangued there just inside the line, and eventually the Riptide will come up with it here. This one's going to be carried into the zone and dumped in there. That was Hume. Or rather, Watson perhaps dumping that one in. Islanders now skating with it through the neutral zone. Here comes Oriana McNeil. She's checked and loses that puck. Islanders will keep it in here though. Stepping up on that one, McNeil. There's Ehler trying to battle for it, but again, the Riptide still with the puck. Dumped in. That shot was deflected high. It'll be a whistle and a face-off inside the Islanders zone with 1:20 left on the clock. The penalty has expired. Back to even strength play now for the final 1:20 of this first period of play. There's Damone. And now Gillis playing it into the neutral zone for Damone. Over the line, no icing, no offside call, but it comes out just after regardless. And the Riptide tag up. They're back in on the attack now as Cape Breton West can't get that one out cleanly. Battle along the wall. Riptide seeing what they can do about getting a goal before this period's up. Chance in tight. Damone fires that one. Good shot there by Kirsten Damone, and a nice save by Ava Forens to preserve this 1-0 lead for her Cape Breton West Islanders. 36.8 left in the first period of play. Then we'll get a quick break before launching right into period 2 action. Thrown out front by the Riptide. It's sitting there in the slot and picked up by the Cape Breton West Islanders. Cleared just over the blue line. Gillis couldn't keep it in that time. She fired it back in, and it's blown dead on the offside call. 17.2 left here in period 1. That'll be dumped in there by Damone. And back into the Riptide zone now. That one was mishandled by Hume. Given away, and could have been an opportunity there for the Islanders, but the buzzer goes to signal the end of period 1. 1-0. The Cape Breton West Islanders lead the Western Riptide here in this female Bantam A provincial championship game at the RBC Day of Champions. Chloe Gillis, the lone goal scorer, will be back here with the second period in just a moment. Period 2 underway here. Cape Breton West against the Western Riptide. Deep into the Riptide zone. And the West tries to get that one deep, but it's turned over. And now that'll be called on a hand pass. 21 seconds into the period here. Western coaches are looking for an explanation here. Wondering if maybe that hand pass was a pass to the player themselves rather than to their teammate, which would be legal. Not entirely sure what the disagreement was about there, but we'll get a face-off deep in Western territory now. That shot comes from the blue line, Shelby McCackern. Didn't quite get through, and there's Emma Gillis skating it up and dumping it in. Breakout pass here, and now an opportunity. That one just couldn't quite connect, but it was almost right on the tape. Would have been a great rush for the Islanders for their goal scorer, Chloe Gillis. Was looking for the pass there, but it's thrown in on goal, and Elena Green will smother that one. We'll get a face-off to the left of the netminder here. That one played into the middle, fired right on goal there by Ehler. Played out front once again. And now on the wall, Islanders with it. Good spin move there for Ehler. Back to the point, fired but blocked along the way. No one can find it in the set of skates there. And it's Ehler again in there on the rush for Cape Breton West. Backhand play there. Cross to the D partner, and Cape Breton West struggling to get this one out of the zone right now. He banged up the wall. Hannah Marks moving that one. And there's Ehler firing that one off the wall and down the ice for an icing call. Just about 2.5 minutes into period number 2. Join TV1's Scott Squires as he chats with Cyril Lunny on CTV's Sideline Scoop each Monday at 8:40 a.m. Atlantic and 9:10 a.m. Newfoundland time You can get up to date on Bell Alliant 5 TV1's local sports coverage with Scott and Cyril. That's the Sideline Scoop, Mondays, only on CTV Morning Live Atlantic. Puck in there, fired on goal, is stopped by Forens. And that'll be covered up for another draw in the Islanders zone. Islanders with possession off of that draw, but quickly given over to the Western Riptide. There's Smith chipping that one out and around. A pinching Gillis. Pass across here and walking in with a shot on goal. She scores! Hannah Van Zutphen. And the Cape Breton West Islanders lead this one 2-0. Early in the second period of play. Hannah Van Zutphen, the goal scorer there. She took a great feed across from Brianna Smith, who made a great play at the defensive blue line to chip it around the pinching defender Gillis to open up a lane, and found her line mate, Hannah Van Zutphen, who makes this one 2-0 on a great shot. So a huge lead now, 2-0. Nice position to be in if you're the Cape Breton West Islanders. This one has been a tightly contested game. I don't anticipate we're going to see a high-scoring one, so a 2-goal lead is a nice place to be. Here come the Riptide. That's fired up ice, though. Can't connect with anyone. Back to pick that up is Shelby McCachran circling around for the Islanders. McCachran with some room. She's wheeling now. McCachran with a bit of momentum cutting to the middle. Shelby McCachran tries to cut right to the slot and loses the puck, but the Islanders still with it in the attacking zone here. Down low, working with it is Nora McNeil. McNeil hanging on to it. A backhand pass, some good vision there, and she just about found the defender, McNeil, with that one. But it was tipped out of the zone. Back in now for the Islanders. A shot there is kicked aside by Green. And the Islanders can't quite get to that one to keep it in, but Marks will just jam it back around, down into the corner for the Riptide to try to break it back out. Pinched by Marks to keep the Riptide from breaking out with possession there. And they'll dump it right back in. That's going to go for an icing call with 10:17 to play in period number 2, and a face-off in the Western Riptide zone. So Hannah Van Zutphen has the go-ahead, or rather the goal to add to the lead here. 2-0 for the Cape Breton West Islanders right now in the second period of this Bantam A Female Division Championship. Here come the Western Riptide, led by Kirsten Damone. She's had a strong night for the squad so far. That one's going to be played, but hits the referee. And finally, Smith will succeed in clearing that one down the ice. Now in pursuit, but it's cleared all the way up to Damone, who chips that one around the defender. Kirsten Damone walking in now with a shot, side of the net. Damone picked it up again, but lost it there in behind the net. Now it's acquired by Frazier, who fires it around the boards, and that'll get out with a nice outlet pass for McNeil. Passed ahead now. Here's Smith walking in. Shot too high. That misses wide. And back come the Western Riptide up the ice. That one's just going to be dumped into the zone there. And the Islanders back the other way now. Around behind the net, thrown in front and buried right in front. An easy tap in there. And a great job by the Cape Breton West Islanders to gain the zone. I believe that is going to be Shelby McCackern, possibly, the defender who jumped up to the goal mouth and, no, sorry, I'm going to correct myself here. And maybe Maeve Gillis, who is going to get credit for this one. We'll see what the official call is. It will be Shelby McCackern getting the credit here for this one. Islanders back with it now. Holding on to this 3-0 lead. Obviously a great position for them here as we are just about to the halfway point of this game. 3-0 they lead after that goal by McCackern. And it's going to be a penalty call now as the Cape Breton West Islanders will go to the power play opportunity. So a chance for them to add to this big lead as the Riptide will lose Hannah Mailman for a couple of minutes. Fired right on goal there and handled cleanly. Green kind of popped that one up in the air and just scooped it up with the glove before it could hit the ice and be a danger for anyone. So she'll take the draw back in the Western Riptide zone, fired around by Marks. And it'll be picked up there by the Cape Breton West behind the net. Battle for it. Digging it out now, Cape Breton West, but that one will be plucked away and fired down the ice by the Riptide. Giving chase now, picking it up is Deidre Frazier. Fired down the ice now by falling Candace Ehler. Still managed to get that one in deep. Picked up now off the wall and thrown towards the goal. That was Gillis. That one shot in and off the side of the net there. You heard the clang of the iron. Dumped down to the ice. And the Cape Breton West Islanders will need to retrieve this one. 40 seconds remaining in the power play opportunity. That one out to center ice where it's right onto the stick of Emma Stewart, who promptly fires that one right back down for the Islanders to restart this breakout. Good pressure there by the Riptide, but the Islanders gain the zone nonetheless. It's fired in deep, played in behind the net by Green right out front, backhanded, and Green lost sight of it there, but got the pad on it nonetheless. Had good position, tipped on goal. I believe that was off of the stick of the defender. Good save again by Green in behind the net, thrown out front, and she smothers that one. 5 seconds remaining on this power play. And 6:16 left in period number 2. It's 17-9 on the shot clock in favor of the Cape Breton West Islanders. Islanders win the face-off. Back to McCackern, who fires that one. It's redirected in front. And the Western Riptide now carrying this up the wall. There's Burgess feeding it out front. A big battle in the corner. Multiple combatants. Long pass there. Doesn't quite connect, and it's Gillis back to retrieve for the Riptide. Had the other Gillis, Chloe, one of, I believe, 3 in this game total. All over her, but it's the Riptide advancing into the neutral zone. Turned over now to Cape Breton West, and driven back into the zone. Here's McNeil. Loses it into the corner, but McNeil still on it there. Nora McNeil doing some good work down low. We're back to even strength now. That one will get by McNeil at the blue line. Here's Marks with it. Under pressure, Hannah Marks will bang that one off the glass and into safety. Oriana McNeil back to retrieve for the Cape Breton West Islanders. McNeil now surveying her options. She'll flip this one up into the center ice. And on it now is Nora McNeil. Marks almost keeps that one in with the skate. And it's rather Ehler back on that one to take over for Cape Breton West. Pass off here. McNeil lost that one. She'll go for a change after a long shift. This one up and skated in now. Walking in here. Cape Breton West Islanders on the attack still. That was Mumbercat. That one fired on goal. And it looked like it had eyes, but so did Elena Green. She spotted that one at the last second and came across with the blocker to keep it out. That one fired on goal, and again, a good job by the Islanders getting some traffic in front and making life difficult. Greens had to make some great saves here in the second period of play. 3:38 remaining in the frame. Back into the Islanders zone. Here's Marks skating with it. Hannah Marks. She has a forechecker draped all over her. Loses that puck after falling down, and now it's out front. The Riptide throwing it into the slot, bouncing around. Finally, corralled and dumped out by the Cape Breton West Islanders. And that one's going to be an offside call on the Riptide after Damone touched up in the zone. 3 minutes on the clock, and 3-0 the score in favor of the Cape Breton West Islanders. This is the female Bantam A championship game. Shot right on there, saved by Forrest. A nice one. She'll cover up and we'll do it again inside the Cape Breton West defensive end. Played out front. Burgess trying to get a stick on that one, and a shot there as well from the slot. Good opportunity for the Riptide. In deep still. Riptide pressuring. There's Keeney in there. Cape Breton West, not much room to make a play out there right now. Western Riptide forechecking hard, and they're right back in, pressuring McCachran. She doesn't connect on that pass, and it's the Riptide again. Damone backhands that one towards the slot. That'll be cleared into the corner by McNeil. Picked up now by Van Zutphen. Scored a goal earlier in this period. That one made it 2-0. They've since added another, and 3-0 is where we stand. 95 seconds on the clock here in period number 2. This is picked up by Chloe Gillis. And just offside for Nika Mumbercat. Just a step ahead of the play, and that's blown down. Visit tv1.bellalliant.ca for the TV1 Live webcast schedule and on-demand content. You'll get information on TV1 Live events available only to Bell Alliant 5 customers in Atlantic Canada on Channel 1 and 4015 TV, brought to you by Bell Alliant. And very pleased to be bringing you this action here all weekend long from the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center in the heart of Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. A lovely weekend here. Had some nice weather. And lots of great hockey, which is the most important thing. Minute 14 to go here in period number 2. Face-off just outside the Cape Breton West zone. Here comes Gillis. That's Chloe Gillis. Opened the scoring in this one. She's got some power. And has the puck again down low in the corner. Gillis battling for it in there. And it's the Western Riptide eventually that come up with this one. Skated out through the neutral zone and over the line here. Nice play to break that one up. Dumped in by Gillis there. That's Emma Gillis. Gillis back to collect. She's got some trouble there in the form of Mika Mumberket all over her. And in come the Riptide once again, forcing the way to the net there, but nothing doing for Chloe Burgess. But this one, a shot, that just goes wide. Here's Marks now, 10 seconds left. Marks just going to try to eat that one in the corner, kill off some time. Up, lifted down the ice. And that'll do it for period number 2. Shots on goal, 19-10 in favor of the Cape Breton West Islanders after the second period of play, and the scoreboard favoring them too. 3-0. Chloe Gillis opened the scoring in period number 1, and then Hannah Van Zutphen and Shelby McCachran, the goal scorers in that frame. We'll be back with third period action in about 10 minutes' time here at the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center. It is the 2017 RBC Day of Champions for Hockey Nova Scotia. Brought to you here on 5 TV1, brought to you by Bell Alliant. And again, we will return to find out who will be crowned the female Bantam A provincial champion. The Cape Breton West Islanders leading the Western Riptide 3-0 after 2. We'll talk to you in 10 for third period action. Hello again from the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center, the LCLC as it's fondly known. This is the female Bantam A provincial title game. And the Cape Breton West Islanders hold a 3-0 lead over the Western Riptide as we begin play in the third period. I'm Cameron McCachran. Thank you for joining us on 5TV1, brought to you by Bell Alliant for the 2017 RBC Day of Champions. Cape Breton West with it in the neutral zone, now taken over by Emma Gillis here for the Western Riptide and dumped in. McNeil back to collect. McNeil tries to spin off her check there behind the net, but it's Burgess putting the pressure on her. Chloe Burgess doing some good work and coming out with the puck here for Western Riptide. Fires that one right off of the pad. And that one will get out. It's Emma Gillis unable to hold that one at the line. Through the neutral zone now. And that'll be dumped in. Damone on it. A backhand try there, and that one just out of the reach for a second chance opportunity. Gillis stepping up to hold her check at the line, although the puck did get through. Here's Damone back at it for the Western Riptide. Tries to pass that one across. It's deflected, in on goal. Forens will drop on that one, cover the puck, and we'll get another face-off here in the Cape Breton West Islanders zone. 19-11 the shots at the moment for the Islanders in this one. In the opening minutes of period number 3. So certainly not an insurmountable obstacle for the Western Riptide, but 3 goals in a game as tight checking as this one has been. That's quite the gap to have for the Islanders, and we'll see if the Western Riptide can chip away at that here in this third period. They're on the attack right now, walking in. That pass across was blocked. A nice play in front there to keep that pass from getting through. That one will go for an icing call. That was Deidre Frazier dropping down to block that pass. Would have been a golden opportunity for perhaps a goal for the Western Riptide, but Frazier broke up that play and it was sent down the ice for an icing call. Islanders win the draw though. Marks will hammer that around behind the net. Gillis gets to it, but can't quite keep that in for the Western Riptide. She'll fire it back in and they'll give chase now. Behind the net, carrying this one. McCachran dishes it off. Up the ice now. Ehler walking in. Tried to throw it to the front, but the captain Burgess came back to seal off that lane. That one will be banged off the boards and out into the neutral ice area for the Western Riptide, but it's the Islanders now forcing it back up the ice. Emma Gillis making a pass to the neutral zone right on the tape for Christina McKinnon. Skating it in now. McKinnon will fire that one, and that'll be played into the corner and dumped around the boards there by Frazier. And a chance here now on a break. Good skating there by the Western defender, Lila Hume, to get back in the play and take away that opportunity. That one just about kept in at the line there by Chloe Gillis. And she'll dump that one in and they'll give chase now. Hume back for that one, firing it around, reversing the play. But that's going to be kept in by the Islanders at the hash marks. Battling now along the wall. Islanders desperately trying to keep this one in. Sticks flying around here. And a stretch pass attempted there, going to be dumped right back in by Van Zutphen as the Islanders tracking this one deep in the zone. This is Cameron Smith turned over back into the Western Riptide zone down below the goal line. Now back to the point with a shot there. That was Oriana McNeil wristing one in on goal, and a save there by Elena Green. 3-0. Again, the Cape Breton West Islanders lead in this one. 10:34 on the clock. After some early pushback here by the Riptide early in the third period, Islanders have controlled the play the last few minutes here. That one will be fired down the ice, and that's going to go right on goal. Perhaps just fell a few inches short of an icing call. And the Riptide catch up to it. Unable to hang on to it there in the attacking zone, and it's going to be skated out by Chloe Gillis. She's stripped there. Good work on the back check on that one. Francie Cochran taking that puck away. Offside, charged against the Western Riptide, and we will get another face-off in the neutral zone just outside the Cape Breton West Islanders zone. Marks stepping up on it. That one hit the official and popped out to Chloe Burgess with some speed. Burgess crossing the line. She's got some space. Burgess, stick check there by Smith. That'll be fired by Hume. A tip attempt by Burgess. And she takes a shot behind the net and goes down. Burgess appears to be in some discomfort behind the Cape Breton West Islanders goal. And they'll send out the trainer to tend to her. .909 to play here in period number 3. The Islanders lead this one 3-0, and Burgess now getting back to her feet and needing a bit of assistance to get off the ice. Took an awkward hit there on the end boards. Maybe pinched something possibly. Just not a good angle to take a hit at. And so she gets off the ice here slowly but surely, and we'll hope that she's okay. Burgess will stay on the bench for the time being and receive some attention here. Face-off won back by the Islanders and chipped out into the neutral zone. And that pass picked off there by Emma Gillis. Saves perhaps an opportunity had that one gone through. Dumped in there, Cameron Smith trying to get it in deep. Islanders, though, fire it back into the neutral zone. It's the Islanders back on it. McNeil there, playing it around the boards. There's a shot off the side of the goal by Christina McKinnon. That one thrown towards the net there. McNeil poked that one in behind the goal line. McCachran mishandled that one. And the Western Riptide putting on a bit of pressure here, although this one rolls back into the Riptide defensive zone. Going to be picked up here by Emma Gillis and rattled off the boards out into the neutral zone where a waiting Francie Cochran tries to make a play on it. This will be dumped in deep. And the Riptide have to tag up here, leaving the Islanders plenty of time to break out, but that one is turned over on the forecheck by Cochran. Islanders regain possession and hammer it down deep into the Riptide defensive end. Picked up by McNeil. Nora McNeil. She's shown some strength along the boards. McNeil controlling that one down low. Nice pivot there by McNeil to shake the check, but just kind of lost her footing there. Islanders do keep that puck in for the time being. Back to pick that one up and playing across creases, or across ice is Cochran. There's Emma Gillis. That one by the defender, and it was Kirsten Damone just missing, scooping that one up. Could have been on a break. Damone's had a good night. A few good looks for the Riptide so far. Another whistle and another draw in the neutral zone. .640 to play here in period number 3. Again, the Cape Breton West Islanders holding on to that 3-0 lead right now. And here they come again. Van Zutphen lost the puck there. That one's going to be fired back in deep by McCachran. And good work there by Oriana McNeil to hold the line. Again, she tries to fire that one in. It's in the ref skates. And that was McNeil there, sorry. Picking that one up and backhanding it in. Picked up now by Damone and fired over to an open wing. No one there to pick that one up. Here's McCachran. She has pressure and manages to make the play to Smith. McCachran with it again. Working it up the wall. That one's going to be picked up by Chloe Gillis with a slap shot. That one's wide. And in comes McNeil again. Oriana McNeil now in deep on the rush here. McNeil spins. Carrying it around for a wraparound attempt, and she scores! And what an individual effort there, Oriana McNeil. Made a couple of nice plays at the blue line to maintain possession and then decided to do it all her own. She picked it up, walked in, down deep, got all the way in behind the Riptide goal and then spun around and had the open side for a wraparound. She tucked it in and gives the Cape Breton West Islanders a 4-0 lead and a likely provincial championship here with just 5.5 minutes remaining. Chances have been hard to come by in this one. So the pressure on now for the Riptide. They are going to have to score early and often here to have a chance. And they're in on the attack now. That pass broken up, going to be fired back into an open corner there by Hume. That one comes into the slot. And just missed connecting it there. And another opportunity now perhaps for Cape Breton West in on the attack. McCachran, she gets hauled down there. And that's going to be a penalty call on McCachran, I believe. There was no call on the original play when she got hauled down, but I believe her stick came up when she was on the ice and made contact with perhaps the cage, and that's going to be a penalty for a high stick. With 4:34 to go here. Dumped down the ice now by the Riptide, but from the wrong side of center, and that's going to be another icing call. And this play will come all the way back down into the defensive end of the Western Riptide. In a hole now, down 4-0. but a power play opportunity to try to get on the board at the very least and see where it goes from there. There's Gillis, plays it in behind the goal for Hume. Sorry, that was Stewart. Picked up now, back on the ice. Good to see Chloe Burgess out there after she was badly shaken up on a hit deep in the Cape Breton end just a little earlier, about 5 minutes game time ago. So she's back out there. Seems none the worse for wear. .411 remaining in the third period. Controlled by Gillis. Emma Gillis will dump that one in off the face-off. And the Islanders will retrieve that. It's going to be a battle along the wall here. Gillis pinched in to try to keep that play alive. She's successful. And down low now, working on that one. That one will just be softly dumped in, and it's right onto the tape for the Islanders. Fired right back down the ice by Hannah Marks. Kill off a bit more time. 52 seconds remaining in the power play here for the Western Riptide. That one's going to be dumped in by Cochran. Passed back into the slot there. Didn't connect. That'll be dumped in by Hume. Out into the slot. A shot there from Stewart. Stewart going to collect it again here along the wall. And that one's going to be dumped all the way down. Just 18 seconds left here in the man advantage for the Western Riptide. And good work here by Brianna Smith. Down low. Kill off a bit more time. And that one's going to be fired down once more by Chloe Gillis. And that'll do it as the penalized player, McCachran, returning to the ice. 2.5 left in this third period of play. Islanders just need to kill the clock now. McNeil stripped there, just outside the blue line. But good work by McNeil to get back after losing the puck. She works in and takes it right back. Some good back checking there by McNeil. Good defensive responsibility after a turnover. Islanders with it again now, trying to just get this one out of the zone. Here come the Western Riptide now. Cross-ice pass is going to be picked off there by Van Zutphen, but Riptide will dump it in with 85 seconds to go in this third period. A great performance in this one by the Cape Breton West Islanders. Chloe Gillis opened the scoring in the first period, in the first 5 minutes. This one's going to be fired in on goal there by the Western Riptide into the final minute of play now in this one. The Islanders give chase. Smith in there. Lumbercat gets bumped. That one right in front. Smith all alone trying to get a tip on that one. And she'll throw it. A no-look backhand pass right into the slot. And a great couple of chances. That one's still loose, but the whistle will be blown on that. Great opportunity and a great pass by Brianna Smith on the backhand, spinning out of the corner to set up a great opportunity. And Elena Green, standing tall, has had a heck of a game thus far. Despite the score, Green has been solid. Stopped 20 of 24. With 28 seconds on the clock. Face-off controlled now by the Riptide. There's Burgess losing it, but it's picked up again And fired up the ice there. Hannah Marks, a nice pass onto the tape from Mumbercat. That one's going to be fired back down. Marks, one more time, will clear this one out perhaps. It's turned over, but it won't matter. That'll do it. The Cape Breton West Islanders are the 2017 Nova Scotia Female Bantam A champions. As they congregate around Ava Forens to celebrate this win, Forens posts a 13-save shutout for the Islanders to lock up this win. As I mentioned, scoring opened in the first. Chloe Gillis got the Islanders on the board. Hannah Van Zutphen and Shelby McCachran both struck in the second period to take them out to a 3-0 lead, and then in the third to ice this one, Oriana McNeil with a nice wraparound move to stuff one in for the fourth and final Islanders goal. They win this game 4-0 and take the Bantam A title for 2017. And we have one game left all of a sudden for the 2017 RBC Day of Champions. We will be back with that at 5 o'clock for the Female Midget A Championship between the Pictou County Selects and the Metro West Force Blue. That game is on the way for you in just a little bit. Again, 5 o'clock. We'll be back on the air here on 5 TV1, brought to you by Belmont Wine. Thank you very much for joining us for this game. I'm Cameron McCachran at the 2017 RBC Day of Champions at the Lunenburg County Lifestyle Center in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. We'll be back with our final broadcast at 5.